As of today, identify your roles and responsibilities as an instructional specialist in train the trainer model, and I think we're sort of talking about that now. And then look at how we're going to plan activities according to the grant requirements, which is we have to do something to address instruction around students with learning difficulties. And then we're going to look at the materials and resources to plan professional development and support instruction on serving those learners. The law, FYI, does not say we have to use learning to achieve as our content, but it is what is readily available and what for this fiscal year state chosen as learning disabilities training that we will support. It's more clear. So, oops, slide out. So the background on this is that there's a need for us to support development with regards to learning differences. We're using learning differences intentionally. And for those of you that do not know, look up and listen close. LINCS has changed its face, for lack of better terms. LINCS no longer is coming to state programs, or they're no longer sending folks out as much as they used to. They've sort of streamlined and gone very, very online with their materials. So last year we had LINCS come out and do a Learning to Achieve workshop for one day, and you guys came and you got your materials, and then you went home and you did stuff, and that's great. Well, they're not doing that anymore. They are supporting professional development, their online platform, and then also, from what I understand, virtual conferences and professional development events. So different organizations are asking them to do presentations. So because that is no longer an option for them to come and do something for us for free, we have to figure out how to get things done for ourselves, which is a better way to do things anyway. So looking to better utilize the Train the Trainer model to meet your local needs. And a lot of the feedback, again, that I've been getting is that we really need to work on having IS or support IS in more of a collaborative effort in being their local training, professional development content. So that's what this pilot idea is about. In that, the traditional model was a multi-day workshop or training for the instructional specialist, and then you would come back and you'd figure out what you need to do for your local folks and what's most important. And sometimes it was taking a 40-hour training and narrowing it down to a 3-hour workshop, which is kind of an onerous task. Haven't done that as well. And then you guys at the local level were responsible for implementing what it is from that bigger workshop into your local institution. The pilot that we are thinking about, we're going to kind of throw out there into the wind, is that the IS for the local personnel become semi-independently knowledgeable on some approved content material for this particular one, which is Learning to Achieve material, which is out there. And you become familiar with it, you look at it, you read through it, because we don't need to read to you. And then we come together as a group of IS, or professional developers, and you collaborate on planning and implementation. Instead of coming together to learn content, you're coming together to collaborate and work on how to implement your particular subject matter, which is, in this case will be the Learning to Achieve a flipping of the trainer model we've been using. So that doesn't mean we leave behind anything that we've been doing. So we're still looking at professional development and professional learning in all of the ways that we've talked about. So when we are looking at our content, the achieved material, we're trying to figure out what fits our local needs as far as implementation. So it's still a workshop presentation, so I want to take that information and do a traditional workshop. Maybe I want to do a toolkit, or I want to put something online for my instructors. And a lot of you are doing a lot of very different things in your approaches, and I want to offer you a chance to collaborate on those approaches and come together and work together what everybody is doing. So we haven't changed our options of approaches to PD. We're just changing what part we're actually working on together. That makes sense. So this sort of how myself and the PD work group have talked about the steps to implementation of Learn to Achieve at this point, and we might decide to do this with other things as well. We can probably like it. Is that use IS, and your local program will review of the Learning to Achieve materials, which is in the professional guide to educating adults. Sorry, that's incorrect, but it's a link. We will pay specific attention to Chapter 3, which is explicit instruction. So work on the content of explicit instruction. And you, in your own universe, world, local program, after the grant is done, and during, will be brainstorming so how you would implement the and support your instructors implementing the information in Chapter 3. So if you want to do a workshop, you would brainstorm yourself on how you would put that together, that workshop. If you wanted to do an online course, you would brainstorm how you would do that. And then in March, as soon as I find a date and time, we will together as a group, and we will bring our brainstorms together, hopefully we're up by approach to PD. So those of you who want to do workshops and presentations can work together, share ideas, see what you have, what you pulled out. And then those of you that want to do the other types of professional development, work together as a group to bounce ideas off of each other and come up with that you can feasibly implement, and also get information to your instructors. Does it make sense to everybody? Are we all patient? You're off mute. Michael and Susan, who were at the meeting, thank you, Michael. Do you have anything to add to our discussion? Michael? Susan, you're unmuted. Okay. So there's excellent. So in the chat room, they responded to me very politely. No, nothing to add. Does anyone have any, and unmute yourself, and I have unmuted some folks. Does anybody have any questions at this point, or comments? No? Okay. Speak now. All right. Or forever hold no. Speak now or talk to me after the grant. All right. So I have put in the Google Share, the address for ISs. I have put in the Professional Guide to Adult Education from Link. And Chapter 3. You're free to read everything else, but we're actually going to be taking specific attention to Chapter 3. That is accessible through the Google Drive. I put it there for you, but it's also available on links. Let me explain to you something about what's going on with links. It says only 5 have changed their modules for the online courses. So they're not doing the entire set of modules that they used to do in an online course. And so Chapter 3, the explicit instruction, is not available actually as an asynchronous self-paced course. So we have to read about it and put together our own stuff, but we came to the conclusion that the explicit instruction chapter was most useful for us and our teachers to start with as far as learning differences and learning disabilities. So I do encourage you to go to links and take advantage of all of the self-paced online quizzes or have your instructors do them. But for this particular project pilot, we're going to be paying attention to some materials that are only accessible through paper copy, not through the online self-paced courses. So you can either get the information from links or you can get to the Google Drive. I think I've given everybody access. If you do not have access to the Google Drive, if you haven't received anything from me to access the Google Drive for IS resources, please let me know. There's a bunch of stuff in there that's very, very helpful to you. And so once you go into that and you read the explicit instruction stuff, oh, and thank you. I'll double check which folder just asked so I can go in and check and show it to you all. I will, and then we can be clear exactly where it is. Once you read through those things and you have your ideas, so you don't have to come to the March meeting with a prepared thing, unless you want to, but an idea of how you want to work through implementation of the explicit instruction information would be helpful, so that when you're talking to other folks, you guys are bouncing ideas off of each other. So what's next is a March collaboration meeting, and where we're all going to get together, hopefully, and the local program you're going to go and implement what you worked on in the collaboration meeting and prior. And then I will have some sort of evaluation of the process. So not necessarily of your workshops or your online courses that you're doing, but how this process works for you guys. So if we decide to bail on it, we can decide to bail on it. If we really like it and want to do it with more things, we can follow this path in the future as part of building our state plan for how PD is implemented. Or if we'll tweak it a bit and think about, how it might work better. If you have a hard time getting into this meeting, it is being recorded, and the PowerPoint is available, and you can feel free to call me this afternoon, but next week, because I'm out tomorrow, and I can discuss anything that you have questions about. So the beauty of WebEx is that we can record these things and have them uploaded into the Google Share Drive, and you can play them again and again and again until you're content. So that's our ideas. That was what we discussed over the past month or so. I also want to make a shout out to folks that might be interested in joining the PD work group. If you are interested in joining the PD work group, we are welcoming new members. We've had some folks leave for various reasons, so we have some space available still. I do need information, and you do need to, if you're not the grant administrator, I need permission from your powers that be, your supervisor, your grant administrator, that you can participate. So if you are interested in participating, contact me via email. So you can ask which folder it is in. I am going to put this out, stop sharing for a minute and get to the folder, and then where file this in. I need to get out of my personal email and it is my work. All right, feverishly typing. Who's that? There you go. Oh, there's a whole lot of loops to do this, so trust me, guys. Any, no questions, no comments? Why? All right. Nothing changed. All right. Oh my goodness. Look, okay, so in answer to the question about where line the materials, can I see that now? The Learning to Achieve folder is resources. That's correct. I guess that looks funny, but thank you. Learning to Achieve folder, good. So if you don't, again, I'm going to say it again, if you don't have access to this, if it somehow missed you off the list, please let me know. There's a bunch of different stuff in here that I think is very helpful to everybody all the time. So, the Learning to Achieve folder. There are a couple of documents, but the Professional Guide to Educating Adults with Learning Abilities is the one that we're going to be looking at most. And if you look to chapter 3, I confused my computer because, well, it's slow today. There we go. Here we go. Well, there's chapter 2, which is self-determination, and then afterwards we will look at the activities, etc. More like there we go. Explicit instruction for strategy learning. So this is what we're going to be focusing on. That doesn't preclude any of the other information. It's all very important, but I think concentrating on this particular topic will narrow things down for us as we sort of this method of working on professional development and train the trainer. Questions, comments, concerns? Everybody down with getting the RFP done? Yeah. If you don't have any questions, comments, or concerns, we can this early. We have scheduled, which is great by me. Probably for you guys too. And if you have any, if you come across something that you don't know about, just give me a call or shoot me an email, and I can see if I can enter it and get you the information that you need. Thank you all that have signed in from a remote location for the weather. Some of us didn't get any weather. And everybody be safe out there today because it actually is really, really windy. And I will be sending out a date for hopefully in this week so that I can secure a location. And we can get to work on this. It will be in March because I do understand that you guys are working on your grant and that's taking a lot of time with your team. So it will be the end of March, or closer to the end of March, so that you can have time to actually digest the material and to get some of the grant writing done that you need to get done as we're all struggling. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for answering. Jeez. I'm like talking to the air out there. All right, so, like, so, you know, if you have any questions, thanks for your time. I hope this was a useful use of it. I don't want to have to call people in for no reason. And have a great weekend. And all right. Thank you. All right.
Thanks, Melissa.
Bye.
Bye.